opportunity. Typically when I do class, there's always a presentation, those of you who are familiar, but this time it's something new. I'm going to speak kind of extempore. I have prepared for this class, the big festival, Mahaprabhu, his appearance date is just next week, 4-5 days away. And I prepared for this class based on an essay that His Holiness Satsvarup Das Goswami Maharaj, a very, very senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada, that he has written. So we will read some excerpts of that and then explain. Whatever we do in Krishna consciousness, whatever, just now we did a very small Kirtan. The Pujari goes on the altar and he is doing Aarti. Today some devotees, I know, Prabhu goes out for book distribution. Whatever activity that we do in Krishna consciousness, the purpose is to bring us closer to Krishna. Correct? We are here, Krishna is here, to bring us closer to Krishna. So, whatever we listen should also be with the intent of how this knowledge could bring me closer to Krishna. And we can get closer to Krishna when we listen about Krishna Katha, stories about Krishna, only when we put it into practice. Right? So just knowledge is not enough. So what we'll understand, and we must have heard this many times before, but more important than just listening is putting it into practice. So today, what I have prepared is also whatever we hear about Mahaprabhu's appearance, small details, what it could mean to us in our day-to-day life, how we would be able to put that into our day-to-day life. And doing that will get us closer to Krishna. We'll keep this interactive. We'll keep this little bit of a musical also, because Mahaprabhu is synonymous with Sankirtan. So I would encourage everyone, dear devotees, please join in. Okay? If you have any questions, raise your hand. Typically we keep it to the end of the class. And we have about 40 minutes. We'll try to cover all this in 40 minutes. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. While I pull up Maharaj's essay, it will take me 2-3 minutes. Let's not fill that time with silence. Let's take Gaura's name. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. 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 So what we did is Gaura. He is known as Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Yeah? Actually, he was born, his name was, anybody knows? Nimai? Yes. But what was the other name with B? Vishwambar. Correct? And then out of, we have nicknames in India, especially Bablu, Taplu, all these names you have nickname. So they called him Nimai. The reason he was called Nimai is because his appearance was under a neem tree. You know neem, right? There's a tree called neem. So neem tree. So from that his name is Nimai. And so Nimai, and then later on, when he was about 24 years old, he took sannyas diksha. And then his Guru Maharaj awarded him a name as Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. That was his name. And then of course he's known as, in the colloquial, as Mahaprabhu. You see over here we call each other Prabhu. Prabhu, Prabhu, Prabhu. There's actually a significance why we call each other Prabhu. We call each other Prabhus because Prabhu means master. And when we say master, is I submit to you. Each one of us has some level of ego. All of us. There's nobody who doesn't have an ego, a false ego. And this kind of creates friction, a false ego. So just through this saying in our normal speech, when we call each other Prabhu, gradually this ego is one of the ways how we could reduce it. Similarly, we call all women Matajis, Mataji, right? Because the human, especially the male, is such that we look at women as objects of enjoyment. But when we look at them as Mataji, we revere them. Recently was Women's Day, yesterday. Not today?
Yesterday.
Today is Women's Day. And you see all over the WhatsApp and this, that, everyone, oh, this, that, they're putting so much thing. But really, Women's Day is how we respect women. The respect you give your Mataji, you give all other women. And that is the culture of Sanatana Dharma. So Mahaprabhu, right, his appearance, we will discuss why he appeared, what he did, his pastimes, a few of those pastimes. Of course, talking about Mahaprabhu is trying to take the whole ocean and put it into a small cup. It's not possible. But to the extent that we can do, we will try. What pastimes of Mahaprabhu, and then what instructions we get from that, and then this instructions, how we could put it into our daily life. What are the opportunities and what are the challenges? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, Mahaprabhu, I'm reading from Maharaja's essay, and then we will expatiate more on that. This is in 2021, March 27. You could read the whole thing, go to Desire Tree, ISKCON Desire Tree, the whole essay is over there. Mahaprabhu, who is also known as Vishwambhar, Vishwambhar means the Lord of the universe, appeared in Bengal, India, 489 years ago. So now it is 4 more years, so 489 plus 4 is? Yes. And taught love of Krishna. So important. He taught love of Krishna. Vedic scriptures, especially Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, all reveal Krishna to be the supreme truth and the dearmost friend of every living being. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parityaja, mam ekam sharanam vraja, aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami mahasijata. Abandon all forms of religion and surrender unto me. I shall then protect you. So he's given so many instructions in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a manual for life. All those instructions dovetail to this final instruction. Abandon all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. Don't worry, I will deliver you from all the evils. That is the guarantee, that is the instruction Krishna has given 5,000 years back on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Now, 5,000 years back, fine. I have told you what to do. I have told you what to do. But how to do it? So we can understand in anything. We need to understand what. We need to understand why. If you understand the why, then it becomes more meaningful what you're doing. Similarly, like this deity worship, we are ringing a bell. Most of us don't know why we ring a bell. It's mechanical, why you're ringing a bell, but there's a science, there's a philosophy behind it. So when we are ringing the bell, if we know why we are ringing the bell, then it becomes meaningful, that act. And when something is meaningful, you get absorbed in that act. Otherwise, if things are not meaningful, it becomes ritualistic, it becomes mechanical, and anything that is mechanical tends to become boring after a period of time. And then it can become haphazard. Very quickly, on a side note, the reason we ring a bell, Bhakti Rasamrita Swami, many years ago, he said why we ring a bell. The bell in Sanskrit is known as Sarva Vadanya Vadani. Now there are so many musical instruments in the world. There's the mridang, kartal, flute, drums, guitar, trumpet. Think of all the musical instruments. And everyone makes a particular sound, right? Now, whenever there is a VIP, like the president, when he goes on the road, you have that, what do you call it? The pilot car, right? It goes ahead. Because a very important person is coming along the way. So for the most important person, for the devotee, he wants to offer the best what is there. So that bell is encapsulating the sound of all the musical instruments. So when we are offering something to Krishna, that bell which we are ringing is the devotee's bhava, his devotee's expression. Sarva Vadana Vadani. There's a beautiful pastime. You know Krishna, as a kid, he's known as Makhan Chor. Like he was younger than these boys here. Very naughty. He used to steal butter. And it was put up on the rafters, like, like that, somewhere there. And then they used to make a pyramid, a human pyramid. Krishna and the Gwalas, all the boys. And Krishna would climb up and he would break the pot. And he would eat the butter and give it to everyone, including the monkeys. Now, Mother Yashoda and all the gopis, not just in his house, he used to go to all the gopis' house also. So what she said is, let's do an idea, because he's so silent, Krishna, so cunning he is. So they started putting a bell, all bells around the matka, the pot. Get it? So if there's any shaking, it'll go ting, 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 ting. Right? So Krishna has come up there, we'll catch him. So now Krishna knows everything, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in the spiritual world, everything is conscious. Like here there is matter. Matter is not conscious. Only whatever is living, jiva, is conscious. In the spiritual world, this is inert. In the material world. But spiritual world, everything. So Krishna orders the bell that when I come to steal butter, you will not ring. He orders. Now Krishna has given you a direct order. Okay? The poor little thing, what will she do? The ghanti. She's like, okay, whatever you say. So Krishna comes with all his balas, they make the pyramid, they start climbing up, okay? And the moment Krishna, and she's quiet so far, you get it? She's quiet, and it shakes, you get it? The rafter. Still she's quiet, the ghanti doesn't ring. The moment Krishna puts his hand in, takes out a big lump of butter, and puts it in his mouth, then she starts ringing really loudly, like a fire bell. And Krishna is amazed, like he says, I told you to keep quiet. Why have you rung the bell? And she says, I'll tell you in Hindi, then I'll explain it in English. So the bell tells, Mere Bhagwan, bhog khaye aur ghanti na baje. How is it possible? How is it possible? So even you and I eat, sometimes we eat when we are driving. Sometimes we stand and eat like horses because it is so much, we have such less time. But for everything that Krishna does is an event. It's a festival. Everything what Krishna does. And it has to be celebrated. So she asks Krishna that Mere Bhagwan, my Lord, is eating. And how is it that it cannot be accompanied by a bell? So from here we can understand the so many little things, like whatever we do, there's deep meaning behind it. So similarly, in today's discussion, we will talk about Mahaprabhu and why he appeared. Now, we need to go to the Shastras, the scriptures. We need to go to the teachers who can explain to us the purpose, why, what, who, where, when, why, all these things that we can explain, understand. If we just try to use with our mind, then we could just jump to the wrong conclusion. So, in the Shastra, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, why is it that Krishna comes according to different ages, time, place, and circumstance? Anyone knows? There are two verses in Bhagavad Gita. Prabhuji.
One of them was that Bhagwan comes onto the earth to protect the devotees and kind of stop evil.
Very nice. Very nice. Ved Prabhu. One of the Sunday school kids has said that. Does anyone know the verse? Yes. And the other one? Paritra. Adinam Vinashaya Chadushkritam. Dharma Samsa Pranarthaya. Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. That's what Ved spoke about. Thank you, Ved. So what it means is that Krishna says, I advent according to time, place, and circumstances, right? For two reasons. One is to annihilate the miscreants. So as time goes by, things deteriorate. That's why when we talk, we say, good old days, kahan gaye wo din, good old days. If you see over now, there's so much of technology, so much of comfort, but still they're saying good old days. So over here it is when he says, right, things deteriorate with time. People become more demonic. We think demon is someone with fangs and demon is with horns and big nails and things like that. But more importantly, demoniac is a consciousness. A consciousness. A person could be well suited, booted, but really a rascal. So it's not the external appearances, but what's inside, that consciousness. So Krishna comes to annihilate that, but more importantly, he comes to give his association to devotees. So no matter how bad the thing is, how desperate it looks, there are always a group of people who are friends of Krishna, who are devotees of Krishna. And when they're getting overwhelmed, when the majority is just getting to be demoniac, Krishna comes to give his personal association to these people. And in that personal association, two purposes, he also annihilates the miscreants. In the past, he used to annihilate them with weapons. You get it? Even when he was just a newborn baby, a demon came in form of a cart. He assumed the shape of a cart. And Krishna, with just one little toe of his newborn baby, he just flicked it and killed it. There were demons who took him up in the sky to kill him. Krishna became so heavy, a small little baby. He became so heavy, and so there are so many demons. Krishna killed them. Krishna killed them. Killing involves violence. You don't tickle someone to death. There's violence, correct? That's what Krishna did. However, Mahaprabhu, when he came here in this age of Kali, which is the most deteriorated age, there are 4 yugas, starting from the topmost Satyug, and progressively the consciousness gets more and more demoniac. So when Mahaprabhu came here, he did not kill anybody. He transformed consciousness. That's what he did. So those who were inimical to Krishna and his devotees, he transformed their heart and made them into lovers of God. So that's what he came. So Mahaprabhu came here to distribute love of God. Now many other faiths talk about awe and worship and respect of God. Yes, there is awe and reverence, but above all is love of God. Some, they say there is fear of God. Some religions, they are stressing on fear of God. Oh, if you do this, you'll burn in hell forever, and this and that and that. So people are a little more careful. But over here, Mahaprabhu comes and he says, simply love God. Why? Because we are part and parcel. What we really need, every jiva, not just as human beings, even the plant, even the animals, what we need is to love and to be loved. It's just these two fundamental things, and everything is built on that. On top of that, Mahaprabhu came, we have a relation with him. He came here to revive that relationship. That's the purpose why Mahaprabhu has come. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Now, Mahaprabhu, another name of Mahaprabhu is Gaura Sundar. Gaura Sundar. So, Gaura means golden, and Sundar is beautiful, Gaura Sundar. Now, he's no different than Krishna. He's Krishna himself. So what you see over there is Krishna, correct? And next to him on this side is Gaura Sundar. Now features may look different, but they are actually the identical, one and the same. Krishna and Gaura. He's called Shama Sundar. Krishna, another name of his is Shama Sundar. Shama means dark, a dark complexion. So the scriptures describe Krishna's complexion is like a dark gray, dark blue rain cloud. You see the rains, there is cloud, it's dark blue. So he's called Shama Sundar. So there is a pastime of how Sham Sundar becomes Gaura Sundar. Now Gaur is golden, correct? And this is dark. So Gaur is light and shining, right? And this is dark. So how Krishna transforms into Gaura Sundar. So there is a place in Vrindavan called Pili Pokran. There's a physical place in Vrindavan. Now, Radharani, who is Krishna's topmost devotee, she just whole soul, tan, man, dhan, everything, she just loves Krishna. She's only absorbed in Krishna, Radharani. So Radharani cooks for Krishna every day. Every day she cooks for Krishna, and from her village comes to Yashoda Mai's place, and she cooks for Krishna. She's been doing this, that's her service. Now, one day, Yashoda Mai, what she does is she takes haldi. You know haldi? Turmeric. She takes haldi, makes it a paste, and applies it all on Radharani's hands. Now, in the Indian culture, वो बोलते ना लड़की के हाथ पीले कर दे, means now she's to get married, right? So she asks her, Maya, what are you doing? Radharani is so innocent, so sweet, just a small little girl. What are you doing? So Maya, she chuckles and she says, you go ask your mom. She will explain it to you. When she sees this, she'll understand. So all the other gopis, the friends of Radharani, they catch on and they start teasing, ooh, Radharani ke haath peele ho gaye, ooh, like they are like pulling a leg. And Radharani, poor thing, is bewildered. So when she's walking along in a sarovar, in a lake, a pond, what she does is Radharani starts wiping her hands. And because it has been in contact with Radharani, that turmeric, right? All that haldi gets into the water and it becomes yellow. You know the color of turmeric, yellow. And they go home to their village. Now Krishna comes looking for his staff, and he sees in the morning this was clear water. Now it is yellow. So Krishna says, maybe some Rakshasa or a demon has possessed this place. That is Krishna's mind, what is going on. So what Krishna does is, he just puts his toe in that pond. Now when he puts his toe, he gets a jolt like a current. Why? Because Radharani, what was in contact with Radharani, gets into the pond, and her bhava, her mood and her sentiment is infused in that water. And getting infused in that water, when he touches it, he gets such a feeling. He can't help himself. He takes another step. It comes to his ankles, comes to his calves, knees, thighs, waist, chest, shoulders. He gets fully submerged, Krishna. And he's roaming, he's trying to find out, my God, this kind of a happiness, this kind of a joy. And all you can see in the lake is Krishna's peacock feather. And it is just moving here and there, here and there, here and there. And he's getting completely imbibed with Radharani's mood. And when he steps out, Shyam Sundar has become Gaura Sundar. How sweet, how beautiful this little pastime is. So Krishna, when he wants to understand what it is in me that Radharani, it attracts her so much, even Krishna can't understand. We say, God alone knows. When we speak, someone asks you, God alone knows. Meaning God knows everything. Of course, now you have Chat GPT. He's a demigod. Whatever you put in there, it will tell you over here. But even Krishna is bewildered for Radharani's bhav. And he wants to experience that. What is it that Radharani feels when she experiences this ecstasy? That is what he wants to experience, Krishna. And as such, he comes as Gaur Sundar. So he also comes here to deliver everybody with love. Now, Krishna has earlier come with weapons. Krishna has come with weapons. Krishna has, indulged in violence. But his only weapons, Mahaprabhu, was his voice, were kartals and rhythm, music, sankirtan. That's all. That's all he had. And just through sankirtan, people's hearts were transformed. People's hearts were transformed. This is who Mahaprabhu is. So he came here because Radharani is so compassionate. To approach Krishna is very difficult. He has an extremely high standard. But Radharani, Krishna cannot say no to Radharani. He cannot. It's just not possible. So when we go through the via media, of Radharani, Krishna just cannot say no. And Radharani is such that no matter who you are, who you have been, what you have done, anything, she's like a mother. No matter how horrible a child turns out to be, the worst person, but the mother says, no, he still has this good quality. Still has this good quality. So Radharani is a supreme mother. Krishna is a supreme father. So Radharani, that mercy of Radharani, that compassion is imbued in Mahaprabhu. And then there is this prayer, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaur Vishe Namaha. There is this prayer, so beautiful. It explains exactly who Mahaprabhu is, this particular prayer. So he's come here to distribute. And how has he gone about doing it? He has gone about doing it by music, by Sankirtan. And just there are 3 words what Mahaprabhu has given, 3 words. Hare Krishna Rama. And when they're arranged in a certain manner, it's called the Mahamantra. And the Mahamantra is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Why do we raise a hand when we chant Hare Krishna? Anybody? You surrender. What else?
Mood of the
Mood of?
Draupadi.
Mood of Draupadi. Very nice. Yeah, surrender. Now it's you. What else?
Concerns fly away.
Huh?
Anxieties fly away. Anxieties fly away. Anxieties.
Fire.
Anxieties.
Anxiety
go away.
Anxieties go away. Yes, anxieties fly away. Very nice. So in one of the class it is said, of course this is right, this is surrender. Whenever you surrender, you put your hands up. You know, otherwise you're like in this pose or you'll be like this or whatever it is. So I've given up. You know, Krishna, I'm yours. This is what it means. It also talks about, today we had Yajna, Simeshwar Prabhu was doing Yajna in the opposite building. So you've seen Yajna, there's fire. Right? Now if you see fire, how does fire, if you observe fire, what happens in a fire when you light a fire? It rises up. Fire doesn't go down. If I put fire over here, it won't go down. The flames go up. So similarly, when we're chanting this Mahamantra and we're doing this, it's also symbolic that whatever anarthas, everything we have is getting destroyed, and it is all, you're putting it up. Fire is also pure. Fire is a purifier. So it is also purificatory. So everything which is happening in Sanatan Dharma is not ritualistic, dear devotees. There's deep meaning and significance behind everything. Literally everything. There's so much attention to detail. All we need to do is understand. And again, going back, if we understand something, it becomes meaningful. If it becomes meaningful, it becomes absorbed in it. You want to do more and more of it. And that is what Krishna consciousness, being conscious of Krishna. And that's what Mahaprabhu came here to show us, how to be Krishna consciousness. And his is simple through this Mahamantra chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now, when we say, you know, some of us have these beads, correct? There are these beads. We chant on these beads. There are 108 beads. So some take vows. Someone may say, I'll chant 1 round. Someone may say, I'll chant 4 rounds. Now next week is Mahaprabhu's appearance day. So there will be devotees who will take vows. Okay, I'll chant 1 round, 4 rounds, 8 rounds, 16 rounds, whatever, based on you take a vow. Why do we take vows? Now, Harikishore Prabhu, must be on the other side. There are these vows, common. Why do you take vows? Now, those of us who, yeah, Prabhu?
They're strictures. They're meant to keep our body and mind at a level of restriction.
Level of?
Restriction.
Restriction. Discipline, you mean?
Yeah, in a sense, it's also religious piety.
Nice. This little child is saying, you take vows, in essence, to discipline. You take it seriously, not casually. So those of us who are married have taken marriage vows. We've also got marriage certificates, a legal document, so that you don't take it casually. It's something very important. We do that. We take these vows. So you do japa. So this is japa, where you do it with yourself or maybe even with a group, and you hold each bead and we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just saying this Mahamantra is enough to re-establish our relation with Krishna, is enough for us to know who I am, is enough to know who Krishna is enough to fall in love with Krishna. That's it. Just saying these 16 words, Hare Krishna, Hare, that's it. We don't need to do anything else. All the energies are invested in this sound vibration, everything. But the reason, as Ramapad Maharaj explained, he was asked in a class that, if Mahamantra is so powerful, why we need to do deity worship? Why is it that we need to be reading? Why is it we need to do so many do's and don'ts? I can just chant Mahamantra only. Why? So Maharaj gave a very simple explanation. Prabhupada Maharaj said, is we need to do all these other things. It's simply a support mechanism because we cannot chant properly. The operative word is to chant properly. Chant properly means we have to listen to each sound. You have to just, how simple is this? We all are accustomed to speaking. We all are accustomed to listening. It's not foreign to us. It is natural to us. But when it comes to Mahamantra, this mind is so unstable, it is running here, there, everywhere. So when you start chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, mind is running somewhere else. And those who have taken vows, 16, 8 rounds, whatever, then they have, I have to finish, it's a quota. So we chant to complete the rounds rather than to listen to the sound. That's what happens. And then what happens is, because there's always something better to do, we have all the reasons why I have to go to office, I have to do this, I have to do that. So our chanting becomes, in our mind we are hearing the Mahamantra, but what is actually coming out is noise. And one way to do it, those of you who chant, please record yourself on your mobile phone. Record yourself for 1, 2, 3 rounds, and then we'll understand what we are actually chanting or no. So to understand why we are chanting, how to chant, etc., all this, and whatever we do deity service over here, the deity service is so that it doesn't become abstract. It's a person. We develop a personal relationship with him. You cannot love energy. It's abstract. But you can fall in love with someone who is energetic. So over here, when we are doing, whatever we are offering is to help us develop a personal relation with him. So when Mahaprabhu came, he came here and he gave 3 Hare Krishna. When Mahaprabhu came, he gave very simple instructions. All he said is chant. Correct? Now when you chant together, all of us, when we chant together with music, musical tone, it's called Kirtan. Right? And there are so many there are common ones. Hare Krishna, Prabhupada, right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So someone will chant and the audience will respond. Chant, respond, chant. So when the person who's leading is chanting, everyone is listening. And when they are chanting, he is listening. So it's call, response, call, response. That's what it is. You chant, you listen. You chant, you listen. That is called Kirtan. The word Kirtan means to glorify. Kirtan means to glorify, kirti, to glorify. So just by these 3 words arranged in 16 format, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. So simple, so simple, so simple. So that's what Mahaprabhu taught, right? Kirtan. What did he say, Mahaprabhu? With his life, he was on earth for 48 years. 48 years. And there are many, many pastimes. We don't have enough time to discuss that, so I'm giving you an overview. And very important is what instructions he left and what we can do in our day-to-day life. First he taught is a very famous verse. He gave Shikshashtakam, 8 verses. Ashtakam is 8. Shiksha is instructions. 8 instructions. But if you put it all together, the first one is, he said, there is humility. He speaks about the power of the holy name, Mahamantra. Mahamantra is no different than Mahaprabhu. It's no different than Krishna. In fact, Mahamantra, if you look at it, if you want to take darshan of Krishna, you have to come in front of Krishna. Correct? This is Krishna. It is not that Krishna is in the deity. The deity is Krishna. Many of us think that, oh yeah, this is, marble, or this is wood or something. No, this is Krishna. It's not that Krishna is in Jagannath. He is Jagannath. That is Shyam Sundar. This is Gaura, Nithai. Yes, Swayam Bhagwan. Now when we come in over here, you have to enter in and come over here and offer your respects. And just as we are taking darshan, they are also seeing us. They also are seeing us. We go in the other room, it's over, darshan. The other room, it's over. But for Krishna, when we are here, you have to come here. However, Mahamantra, when you call the word Mahamantra, Krishna comes to you. So when we are saying Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna comes and dances on this tongue. He dances on our tongue. We don't understand all this. Why? Because we are not absorbed in it. We are not listening to it. We are making sounds, but we are not listening to it. The moment we can start listening to it, we're done. And this is non-sectarian. I see Sardarji, gentleman, Sat Sri Akal Paji. So if you read the Guru Granth Sahib, I've been very fortunate. My grandmother was a Sikhni, and she used to take me to the Gurudwara. There is a Guru Granth Sahib. That's the book. Guru Nanak Dev. Guru Nanak Dev had a personal interaction with Mahaprabhu. And Guru Nanak Dev had an associate called, was it Mardana Prabhu? Unka naam Mardana. Huh? Ji. So they went to Jagannath Puri over there. This is 500 years back. And Mahaprabhu would personally come with a Mahaprasad of Jagannath and offer it to Guru Nanak Dev. So if you read the Guru Granth Sahib, what is it? All the names of Krishna, Ram, Govinda. There's a beautiful prayer over there. It says, Sahas Sahas Simiro Govinda Manantar Ke Udre Chintak. What is this same instruction is there? Always remember me? Never forget me. So, like this, it is not sectarian. Mahamantra. Anybody can chant. The Acharya, the topmost authority of Mahamantra, of chanting, is Namacharya. Nama is the name, Namacharya. Who was he? He was born in a Muslim family. Muslim family. Today we had some children, the Boy Scouts, the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts of America. They came in here, small children, maybe this age and even smaller. They came here and we were explaining them, what's the temple, who is Prabhupada, who is Gaura Sundar, just like that. So there's one child, he was looking intently at Radha Shyam Sundarji. Very intently he was looking. Everyone was standing, this kid was sitting down and he is like looking. So I asked any questions. So he said, yes, I have a question. I said, yeah, what's your question? So he says, my question is, I really like that gold. I really like that gold. Now I got a little confused. So I'm looking at Radha Rani, then I thought maybe it's this gold leaf plating which is there on the altar, you can see. So I said, oh, is it that? You like that? No, I like that gold behind that girl. So Radha Rani, behind Radha Rani there's a backdrop. You can see the golden color one. Now how many of us when we come into the temple have seen the backdrop, honestly? We see Radha Rani's, thank you. We see Radha Rani's dress, maybe we see the garland in her hair, we'll see different things, Krishna's crown and so many things that we'll see. But this child went and saw behind Radharani and he got attracted to it. Now that is no different than Krishna. That is the meaning of being absolute. Now over here for me, my kurta is different than me. So this child got attracted to Gaura, golden, over here. And of course they had so many other questions which were there. So Mahaprabhu taught us the thing of humility, because if you really want to chant with attention your devotees, if you really are serious about it, we need to be very, very humble. Humility. Trinadapi sunichena, taroriva sahishnana, amananina manadena, kirtaniya sadahari. Kirtaniya sadahari. Not 2 hours a day, not 7 minutes, one round. Sadahari, all the time. You can get into that state in a mood of humility. And humility is actually, a lot has been spoken about it, but how we can look or at least practice to be humble is thinking more of somebody else. It's not thinking less of yourself. We spend a lot of time thinking about ourselves. So, but if we spend time thinking more of the other, think more of the other. So, this is one of Mahaprabhu's instruction. And in our day-to-day life, there are so many opportunities, everyday opportunities come up where we can practice humility. We may by heart this verse. However, it is more important to put it into practice. When we can put it into practice, dear devotees, we will be able to get these realizations. And then the significance of who Mahaprabhu is and what he has done for us, we will understand. Right now we only have an intellectual appreciation. So with that, I'm afraid I can't speak more. There's a lot more in Maharaj's essay. Anyone has a question or a comment, we can entertain one or two. It's close to 7:30. There are 3 minutes. Yeah, Prabhuji.
The Namacharya was a Haridas, right?
Yes. Namacharya Haridas Thakur. He was born in a Muslim family. Okay, so yeah.
You spoke about absorption
Yeah.
while chanting, and you also spoke about many different thoughts come. So how do we get absorption in chanting?
How do you get absorbed in Krishna consciousness when we are doing japa? Actually, Romapad Maharaj every year around Thanksgiving time period, November, towards the end, he conducts a japa workshop. Japa is an art, japa is a science. So we need to understand the knowledge about japa. That would make it meaningful. So what Maharaj has given, I'll just share a few tips what Maharaj gave of how we could be absorbed. Is he says that before you sit down to chant, okay, spend a minute or two with yourself as to why am I chanting. Mahatma Prabhu, who's an expert on this subject, he has said the reason we chant is to develop love of God. So when I'm thoughtful about this, when I'm thinking why am I chanting, most of us chant because we've taken a vow and we have a commitment. I have to finish this. For most of us it is I have to. But the moment that have to changes to I get to, then it becomes an opportunity. It's not a compulsion. So what happens is when I finish my rounds, there is relief. I kept my promise to Guru Maharaj. Jai Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar Ji ki Jai. So from that aspect, Prabhu, being a little thoughtful before we start, and the mind will run, pull it back. It's a 24-hour, throughout this it's a struggle. Mind is running, it will keep going, pull it back, keep pulling it back. And through practice, it is doable. I mean, we could speak more, but there's some material also I have. I'll share it with you from that Maharaj's seminars, workshops. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.